my 20 years, it's probably the lowest act I've seen.
This morning, the children couldn't understand why they had no gifts under the tree. Shocking video has been released of drivers acting dangerously and putting lives at risk on our roads. 4 people have already been killed this holiday period, and police are begging drivers to take care as they head off for Boxing Day.
It's the Highway Patrol's shame file.
Mate, you're all over the road.
Drivers caught on in-car camera doing the unthinkable. Here, an officer is forced off the road by an oncoming car's dangerous overtaking move.
I was worried that I was going to end up with your car sitting on the lap.
A motorcyclist passing a patrol car at almost 200 kilometres an hour.
197 is enjoyable. Mate, do you know how many kangaroos and everything around here? If you hit a roo at 200 k's an hour, you're gone. You're gone.
And this incredible near miss as a tyre blowout sends a car flying into oncoming traffic.
You need to prepare for the unexpected, and then at 90 degrees, immediately pull to the right, forcing itself onto the other side of the roadway, placing a very great risk not only to that driver but also other vehicles.
The video reel is the force's most effective way of getting its message across. Last Boxing Day, 7 lives were lost, and this year 1,600 Highway Patrol officers will be on the road trying to prevent a similar tragedy.
They're now thinking about their trip on Boxing Day to go and see other loved ones, other family members. We hope that they can get there safely by just obeying the speed limits, driving to the road conditions.
Matthew Snelson, 9 News.
Schapelle Corby has spent what could be her last Christmas in Bali's Korobican jail. The prison and governor says he's received a letter from the Australian government guaranteeing Corby's good behaviour while on parole, making her release one step closer. Members of the Bali Nine were seen celebrating Christmas at the prison, but there was no sign of Corby. Christmas plans for tens of thousands of Britons have been thrown into disarray because of wild weather, which has left 5 people dead. Storms have knocked out power to 70,000 homes, while travellers were stranded at airports and train stations as services were delayed or cancelled.
Well, Michael, Merry Christmas.
You too.
You've already said you want runs this Christmas, but what else is in the Christmas stocking?
Well, I'd rather a win. I'll take a duck to get another Test match win, to be honest. I think that's probably priority right now, to continue this momentum and keep playing the way we've been playing so far in this series.
And what about Christmas Day? It's a special day. How do you spend it? Obviously with family and friends. The cricket family comes together.
Yeah, we've got Crown put on a lunch for all of the team and our families as well. So, but for me, I've got my wife here, so it'll be us two and the rest of the team, it's a nice day. Crown do a fantastic job, but my whole career we've been going there on Christmas Day, so it's tradition now, and yeah, very special.
And here at the MCG, there'll be 95,000. I mean, what's it like to play here? It must be an incredible place to play cricket, and especially in the position that the team's in right now.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can fill every one of these seats. I think there's talk that it's sold out for Boxing Day, so it's extremely exciting. I really hope we can continue to play the cricket that we've played so far in this series, to keep entertaining the people that continue to come and support us. You know, we've at every Test match we've had great crowds, plenty of home ground support. And I know there's been plenty of people back at home watching on Channel 9 as well, so hopefully we can continue that. We're very lucky to have this opportunity to play here. Special time of year, Christmas, Boxing Day Test match. I don't think it gets any better.
And what's on the menu? A bit of turkey?
Plenty of turkey, plenty of ham. Yeah, a bit of crackling as well. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the weight, so I'll be indulging, that's for sure.
Well, thanks for joining us, and Merry Christmas.
Thanks, mate. You too.
Christmas cheer turned to pain for a man dressed as Santa delivering toys in the US. He's recovering after being shot in the back with a pellet gun.
Oh, man, this is awesome, though. Whoa, yes. Merry...
Santa had to swap his sleigh for an ambulance, but luckily his injuries aren't life-threatening, and it was left to the Grinch to save the day, stepping in to deliver the gifts. 2 astronauts are spending Christmas safely aboard the International Space Station after completing their second spacewalk. It was touch and go for the pair as they braved a mini blizzard of noxious ammonia for 7 hours to fit a new pump to the cooling system. It's now been fixed, much to the relief of NASA. And a kangaroo has been spotted, of all places, hopping across a paddock in Oklahoma. A shocked hunter snapped the bizarre moment on his phone as the marsupial bounced past a field of cows. It's believed the roo may have escaped from an exotic pet farm. To the weather details now, and it was a wet Christmas day, temperatures reaching 21 in the city and 20 degrees in our west. Those showers will hang around for Boxing Day as a trough lingers over New South Wales and Queensland. A tropical low is expected to bring some heavy rain and damaging winds to the top end. It should be fine in Brisbane and Adelaide, some showers about in Canberra and Melbourne, sunshine ahead in our west. Across New South Wales, isolated showers, even the chance of thunderstorms along the coast. The inner parts of the state will stay warm and dry. A top of 25 for Batemans Bay and Newcastle. In Sydney, it should reach 26 in the city, with heavy showers earlier in the morning before easing in the afternoon. In the west, 29 for Penrith, 27 in Liverpool and 26 degrees in Parramatta. 22 in Cronulla, Terry Hills 24 and 28 in Gosford. Looking further ahead, the rain should clear by the weekend. 29 degrees expected on Saturday with some strong winds on Sunday. It should stay dry for the New Year's Eve fireworks. And in the west, it should reach 25 degrees on Saturday with the warm weather sticking around for next week. And that is 9 News for this Wednesday. I'm Amelia Adams from all of us here at 9, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Good night.
Tonight, joy to the world. Christians across Australia celebrate the birth of Jesus. Santa Claus makes a flying visit while merrymakers indulge in a Christmas Day dip. Escalation on the border. Israeli warplanes strike Gaza response to fatal sniper fire. And in it to win it. Australia and England both determined to take the 4th test.
We are determined as a group to try and turn it around, and I can only praise the players' attitudes for that.
There's no complacency at all. This test is as important as Brisbane was.
Good evening, Jeremy Fernandez with ABC News. It's a day to celebrate and also a day to reflect. This Christmas, church leaders and the congregations are praying for people in conflict-torn areas of the world, and they've urged the community to open their hearts to those less fortunate. For believers and non-believers, it's also a day to catch up with loved ones and enjoy a few surprises. Dan Conifer has more.
The sound of tradition in a time of change. Sydney's new Anglican Archbishop oversaw his first Christmas in charge, and it was the plight of the world's newest nation, South Sudan, that Glenn Davies turned his attention to.
So much promise and so little delivery.
Cardinal George Pell urged Roman Catholics not to forget religion or those in need.
Reach out to all those in sickness and sadness.
While the head of the Anglican Church, Archbishop Philip Aspinall, made the Royal Commission a focus.
The Church has to face it. We have to deal with what's coming out.
Food brought people together. Melbourne woman Christy Holt spending Christmas with her brother for the first time in 18 years.
Just like we were kids again.
Hot potato, hot potato. The Wiggles were the gift for some of Sydney's sick kids, while Santa and his gifts brought relief for a Melbourne girl who just had her appendix removed.
You don't understand, I was crying all night. I wanted to spend this time with my family, but you can't get any better than this. So I really appreciate it. I really do. I don't want to cry.
Adelaide couple Katie and Chris Cato received their Christmas gift at 3:30 on their living room floor weeks ahead of time.
Probably a little bit sooner than what we wanted, but no, you can't really complain, can you?
No. No one was complaining at Adelaide's Glenelg and Henley beaches, lapping up a sunny summer Christmas, outshining the iconic Bondi Beach in Sydney, which suffered an unseasonal cold snap.
I think it's good anyway. Yeah. It's better than Norway.
And there was little complaint from thousands of children, but there may have been some jealousy among the lions at Werribee Zoo in Melbourne's west as they tussled over a rare treat.
Today it was particularly special by giving them some rhino poo.
Christmas in so many shapes and sizes. Dan Conifer, ABC News.
The United Nations will nearly double the number of peacekeepers in South Sudan as a violent political and ethnic conflict threatens to slide into a civil war. The UN is seeking swift action to protect civilians after it uncovered evidence of mass killings. Simon Palin reports.
The 15-member council voted unanimously in favour of the resolution to send 6,000 more peacekeepers to South Sudan.
I urge the leaders of South Sudan to act for peace. Stop the violence, start the dialogue.
The vote came soon after the UN revealed its staff had discovered a mass grave with around 30 bodies in a rebel-held city. At least 2 other mass graves were reportedly found in the capital, Juba. Violence erupted in South Sudan 10 days ago. The official death toll is 500, although numbers are feared to be far higher.
The scale of the crisis is unprecedented for us as the United Nations in South Sudan.
Former Vice President Riek Machar is leading a rebellion against the government. He says his troops now control most of the country and its rich oil reserves. But South Sudan's President Salva Kiir is now celebrating the strategic recapture of the key town of Bor.
The loyal forces of this government have taken Bor and they are now clearing whatever pockets that are around Bor.
As the battle escalates, an estimated 100,000 civilians across the country are seeking shelter from the violence.
We encourage both sides now to be willing to come forward to the negotiating table with immediate effect.
Leaders of the warring parties have agreed to meet, but the president rejected requests from his rival Riek Machar to release his detained political allies. The fear is that any negotiations will be slow and more lives will be lost. Simon Palin, ABC News.
2 people, including a young Palestinian girl, have been killed in an Israeli airstrike on the Gaza Strip. At least 6 other people were injured in the attack, which followed the fatal shooting of an Israeli near the border. It's the biggest burst of violence in the volatile area since November of 2012. Middle East correspondent Hayden Cooper reports from the Israeli-Gaza border.
Smoke rises above Gaza as the Israeli military delivers its retaliation for a cross-border killing. This is where the violence began earlier in the day. On the border with Gaza, an Israeli repairman fixing the security fence was shot by a Palestinian sniper. He was rushed to hospital but later died. According to the country's Prime Minister, it was a grave incident. The response was swift. A series of air and ground strikes wounded several Palestinians and killed at least 2. Israel says it targeted terrorist sites, including Hamas weapons bases and training camps. But a 3-year-old girl was among the dead. A shell landed near her home in a Gaza refugee camp. The shrapnel killed her. The strike on Gaza caps off a week of rising tension in the region. On Sunday, a bomb exploded on a bus near Tel Aviv. No one was hurt. And yesterday, the Israeli military shot the Palestinian suspected of trying to plant a bomb near the Gaza border.
Tomorrow evening, there'll be showers and possible late storms in Canberra, Hobart and Darwin. Brisbane and Adelaide will get a partly cloudy day tomorrow. In Perth, it'll be sunny and 30 degrees. Tonight's top stories again. Community and church leaders have urged Australians to open their hearts to those less fortunate this Christmas season. And the UN will nearly double the number of peacekeepers in South Sudan, which is on the verge of a civil war. That's ABC News for now. Stay with us. The Queen's Christmas message is coming up next.